In this video, I explain what Ethereum is and how it works regarding blockchain and its multi-purpose use. Ethereum's decentralized, secure, shared and distributed nature are also discussed. I'll also explore the reasons for Ethereum's rapid adoption, who created it, digital signatures and NFTs, digital tokens, and fungible tokens. Additionally, I will also be covering Ethereum's ERC-20 Standard protocol. I will then challenge the current legal system and the current global centralized financial services industry. Two broken systems. Finally, I will offer a collectively fairer and simpler decentralized blockchain alternative to these current legal and financial legacy systems. This is a video that you will not want to miss. At this point, I must share some important advice that will allow you to make correct financial decisions and protect your investments. I am not a financial advisor, and anything you see or hear in this video, description or comments is for the sole purpose of providing education, entertainment and information only. Contact a financial advisor to provide you with correct information that is tailored to your needs, and don't get left in the lurch. Do your own research. For disclosure, I do not hold any Ethereum as part of my portfolio at this time of video production. My name is Paul and welcome to the Crypto Freedom Academy, that is your one-stop shop for crypto content that includes coins, tokens, news, reviews and so much more. If you find value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell to receive the next new video. Timestamps are also provided below to help you save time and to skip through to the relevant sections. Additionally, essential videos and informative links are also provided for your perusal. So what is Ethereum? As of 2022, Ethereum stands as the world's most widely used cryptographic network and multi-purpose blockchain. Over the last 12 months, the Ethereum network and cryptocurrency it is known for, Ether, has moved over $12 trillion in value worldwide. That's more than twice the value shared through Bitcoin and has even surpassed Visa for the same period. All of this without a single financial intermediary or any centralized form of control. Pretty incredible. So what exactly is it? We should start with the most important resource of all, which is the Ethereum white paper itself. Originally published in 2014 by Vitalik Buterin and launched in 2015. This is where the founder and development team detail the whole project. A more user-friendly summary of Ethereum is also available for those who are interested. The links for both of these are provided down below. The sending and receiving of cryptocurrency is the most widely known use for the digitally encrypted memory system, which we call a blockchain. Bitcoin was the first example of this. The key idea behind Ethereum is to create a digital platform for exchanging, securing and decentralizing the world. It was created to promote a shared, decentralized, worldwide computational system. Ethereum is kind of like a giant secure ledger that many users can access, update and use to record or validate activities, like payments and exchanges. The reasons to use Ethereum vary, but many people today know of Ethereum as this giant shared digital system for recording a history of transactions between individuals using cryptocurrency. There are other kinds of blockchains, which are designed for different uses besides sending and receiving cryptocurrency. The Ethereum blockchain is a general purpose blockchain, which means it was designed to be multi-purpose. This design has made Ethereum extremely useful for new software developers seeking to build decentralized applications or cryptographically secure systems which use shared distributed data. Applications like encrypted and secure messaging, social networks, financial tools, decentralized browsers, and online games are just a few of the recognizable use cases which now make use of the Ethereum blockchain. But there are many more besides this yet to come. A major asset of Ethereum is in the simplicity of its original protocol design. Ethereum's creator, Vitalik Buterin, was wise enough to understand that many future blockchain systems would be developed and that these would require an ability to communicate directly with one another. Ethereum made preparing a new system for such interactions relatively simple and secure, which is key to any effective, rapid, and wide adoption of new technology. Just a few short years after its creation, the Ethereum network has moved over $12 trillion in value worldwide. This year, Ethereum surpassed the world's most established card payments company, Visa, in terms of total value transferred globally. How did this happen without many people noticing? The answer is easily visible when you look at the world Ethereum is disrupting. Almost all corporate entities are centralized, thus they find Ethereum threatening. Despite the major competition Ethereum poses to centralized corporations and hierarchical organizations, its technology is so powerful that many are choosing adoption over regulation. Ethereum makes blockchain integration relatively simple and secure, which again is key to any effective, rapid, and wide adoption of new technology. At just 19 years old, Vitalik Buterin created the beginnings of Ethereum, but it has developed massively since then. From the early stages of his project, Vitalik understood the open source community would be key to achieving a truly decentralized ecosystem and world. Without huge personal resources, Vitalik relied upon the open source community to drive his project into what it has become today. Though Vitalik obviously had an enormous part to play in Ethereum's design, it is fair to say that there are many other people to be credited with significant aspects of the project. Vitalik knew the open source community attracted the most capable and creative software engineers, and designed Ethereum to serve exactly this community by making the development of new blockchain projects much simpler with Ethereum. The Ethereum project also benefits from the fact that the best and brightest minds in this space support open source projects that could be modified rather than repeat ground-up development. This is because they understand the value in making their code easily accessible to others for use, which includes having many more experienced developers reviewing, refining, improving, and testing the same code, greatly enhancing its security. Open source projects also reduce the sheer amount of time, effort, and money required for development compared to a closed or private project. Well, actually, the total time involved may in fact increase, but as it is shared between many autonomous teams and individuals working in parallel, the time to market is generally reduced. Open source development also allows the engineers to work to their own preferences with location independence. And this generally means open source projects attract the best developers who can bring a project to life much more rapidly. Since its inception, the Ethereum roadmap has introduced many interconnected protocol upgrades, making the network more scalable, secure, and sustainable. As previously discussed, these upgrades continue to be built by multiple teams across the open source Ethereum ecosystem. You can read more about the history of Ethereum on the ethereum.org website, which provides a timeline of all the major milestones, forks, and updates to the Ethereum blockchain. You can also find current and upcoming improvements under Ethereum Upgrades, or even learn how to launch your own Ethereum node to validate transactions and make the network more decentralized. One of the key success factors for Ethereum is that it has been adapted by many major established entities already, like Singapore's biggest bank, JP Morgan, Amazon, Microsoft, Visa, Deutsche Telekom, Siemens, USB, Samsung, and many others, and is quickly becoming the network of choice for Web3 technology. Unlike existing web services which depend upon huge centralized server farms and data centers run by large companies like Amazon, Google, and Facebook Meta, Web3 technology is run on a decentralized blockchain architecture, which makes it hard to censor or control and much more resilient than Web2 systems. Essentially, the Ethereum network acts like an evolving distributed worldwide supercomputer made up of thousands of individual client devices known as nodes. As the number of client devices continues to grow and eventually reaches several million, they'll contribute to new power and resilience to the total Ethereum system. Given the increasing popularity of Ethereum and its design as a platform for decentralization, It is likely to become the world's most powerful computer network in the near future. With thousands of use cases and huge demand from major tech leaders, the relatively mature Ethereum architecture presents a likely platform for early Web3 innovation. Elon Musk, perhaps the world's most innovative tech leader, recently stated, "I think a new social media company is needed that is based on a blockchain and includes payments." Shortly after this statement, he agreed to buy Twitter for over $40 billion. Given his earlier statements on a need for a decentralized social media platform with payment functionality, it seems likely that Musk would move to make Twitter's architecture decentralized. Ethereum is a likely candidate for this purpose, as it offers the functionality and scale that this move would require. A notable upgrade to the Ethereum network is the Beacon chain. It launched on the 1st of December 2020 as a proof-of-stake blockchain testbed to run alongside the original proof-of-work blockchain to ensure that the new proof-of-stake consensus logic was sound and sustainable, before enabling it on the Ethereum mainnet. The purpose of the Beacon chain was, as proof-of-stake implies, to allow staking on the Ethereum network as a means of migrating away from proof-of-work that involved using lots of energy on complex mining algorithms. This transition to proof-of-stake occurred on the 15th of September 2022 and was called the merge, thereby eliminating the energy-intensive proof-of-work mining process and reducing energy consumption by about 99.95%. During the merge viewing party, Vitalik Buterin commented on the merge success and also on Ethereum's high fees and slow speeds that he plans to address with scaling via the Surge upgrade regarding sharding and rollups. I think this link will also provide you with further upgrade urge for the Verge, Purge and Splurge. There is an established and long-held belief among the purest, most capable of developers that software should be free and accessible to all. This likely comes from their knowledge of how software and modern technology first started, as well as an understanding of what is at stake if we do not decentralize. While open source technology and decentralized systems provide a great tool for human freedom, it would be a disaster if they were used to make the world become more centralized. Only a skilled software developer can truly understand what is at stake here, where advanced technology controls human beings and stops us from sharing individual thoughts, opinions, or experiences. Recent events have made this clearer than ever, and thus the best are working toward decentralization. An ideal for which the best software developers still strive is an open source resource that is freely accessible and customizable, yet without any compromise in security. This is one of the most challenging aspects of modern software engineering, but the Ethereum project is facing this courageously. Because of Vitalik's foresight and purposeful design for ease of use in the Ethereum protocol, the Ethereum project has enjoyed great success as the world's most widely adopted blockchain of all. One famous use case for the Ethereum blockchain is to print unique digital signatures as a record of authenticity and digital ownership over artwork. This has become known as the non-fungible token, or NFT for short. An NFT functions as a kind of digital signature. To understand the value an NFT brings to digital art, consider for a moment the most expensive painting ever sold, the Salvator Mundi. In 2017, the Salvator Mundi, meaning Saviour of the World in Latin, was sold for over $450 million. This incredible art sale set a new record, making this piece the most expensive artwork ever sold. This fine art piece is so highly valued because it is believed to be an original work by the great master himself, Leonardo da Vinci. What makes this record particularly interesting is that there are around 30 copies of the same painting believed to have been painted by Leonardo's students, some of which are very hard to distinguish from the original painting. At the present time, such a painting can only be recognized as being authentic by a fine art expert in the work of Leonardo. Since only a few people on Earth have truly studied the work of this master in detail, and even they are not able to guarantee that a work is genuinely by Leonardo, authenticating fine art like this as an original is in many ways very difficult. It is actually possible that this painting, which cost almost $500 million, is not an original work by Leonardo at all. If that is so, then someone has lost an enormous amount of money. An NFT can be used by artists to cryptographically authenticate a work as uniquely their own. This means that it acts like a signature by Leonardo on the Mona Lisa as an example, except that an effective NFT is impossible to be copied or faked in any way. While an artist's signature can be copied and their style of artwork can sometimes be imitated, an NFT uses mathematics to record exactly who has issued their signature to a particular artwork. This signature is mathematically unique and could only have been created one way, using a one-way function. Thus, the NFT guarantees creation by the artists themselves. Most users of NFTs digitally embed their cryptographic signature into digital artworks, just as painters today sign their paintings at the end. But an NFT can also be used to guarantee a physical artwork, like an original painting, which is what some fine artists are now beginning to do. NFTs best suit artworks that have a digital equivalent, such as fine art photographs, and prove the authentic ownership of their physical equivalent. Many have now sold for significant amounts of money. Recently, a digital art NFT sold for almost 100 million. NFTs can also be used to stamp video, audio, and other digital files, or even used to authenticate agreements like a digital contract. We talked in detail about tokenization in What is Money, where physical goods were tokenized into paper money or coins. Currency is a much more effective tool for exchange than carrying a weight of gold around, but the digital equivalent is even easier to transfer and carry. Digital tokens are now used by people all around the world, and we are about to explore a new kind of token called cryptocurrency. Tokens can represent virtually anything, but the most common token used today is, of course, money. There are other tokens like entry tickets, membership cards, company shares, and titles of ownership, which many people today use or are already familiar with, and the digital world has many more. Consider a game character or virtual asset like land in an imaginary world or digital space. These are just a few new examples of tokenizable digital properties or objects. The ability to create and exchange tokens is one of the most powerful uses of cryptographic projects like Ethereum. If a token is to be of value and function correctly as something worth exchanging, then it needs to be trusted as following some kind of system. Imagine using a currency that sometimes suddenly changes value, like a 100 peso note that suddenly one day is worth only 1 peso. This is, of course, what happens during the mass money printing that causes inflation, and has effectively legalized theft from millions of people on a global scale. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are designed to protect us from this by removing the ability of central governments to steal via inflation. The long-term value a token holds is related to its scarcity, utility, and stability. If a token changes in value from one day to the next, then it won't make a good currency. Any radically unstable token is inherently useless as a form of currency, since normal businesses require some way of predicting expenses in order to plan their activities accordingly. Another important aspect of effective currency is fungibility, meaning the equal value of one asset to another. For example, the pound coin is known by millions of people for having a particular value. That same coin holds the same value in terms of exchange among many people, no matter who holds it. This is a great example of a fungible token and is a result of standardization. It would not be fungible if my pound coins were worth more than yours. An Ethereum token is effectively any digital object that will implement the ERC-20 Standard protocol correctly. This means there can theoretically be infinitely many different versions of this Ethereum-compatible token, so long as they all hold one thing in common. They all uphold every aspect of the ERC-20 standard. If you have some software engineering background or would simply like to delve a little deeper into the technical details, check out this article link, where we provide an overview of ERC-20. A protocol is a basic set of rules that defines the way data can be shared in software, kind of like the rules you know for driving a car. If we see a red light, we stop. If people walk, we stop. If there are 2 lanes in the road, we drive in only one, etc. These rules are meant to make things work well, without issues, and everyone using the system is supposed to understand and follow them. When people don't follow certain rules, there are big issues, like running a red light into traffic. It is similar with software. For cryptocurrencies, a protocol defines the basic structure of the shared database that allows digital money to be securely exchanged on the internet. You can think of this digital money like tiny couriers rushing around the earth from person to person at nearly the speed of light across the internet, each carrying a transaction with them. They need to know a few key things like what they're delivering, who they're delivering to, where to go, when to go, how to deliver, and what to do if there are any issues. The postal system is a great example of a protocol. Without the proper rules for things like addresses, deliver systems, and storage, our parcels would be lost or won't get delivered where we want them to. A clear protocol is particularly important for a project like Ethereum because it is designed to be used for many different, potentially infinitely many applications. If the protocol is unclear or overly complex, then each implementation of the same protocol could have issues working correctly. Imagine again a world where the currency you use changes depending upon who is using it. For example, $100 becomes worth 1,000 in another person's hand, while the same $100 bill in another person's wallet somehow is worth 2 million. We're not speaking here about the individual ability to create wealth as a person, but the relative value of these three tokens, 100, 1,000 and $2 million respectively, which is supposed to be identical. In our example, these dollar tokens look identical, but are not identical in value when they're exchanged. For this reason, such tokens are unfair tools to exchange with. They do not make good currency for global use. A complex protocol means more effort on the part of developers to understand and correctly use that protocol. With a simplified protocol, the potential for issues and miscommunication is reduced. Conversely, the more complex consensus code required by the rules of a protocol, the more likely it is that some developers will misunderstand its requirements. This could mean that two different systems using the same protocol are expecting different things and get confused. Like if you try to use an American zip code in the UK or India. The legal industry globally takes almost 1 trillion in value from the rest of the world economy. We use this language deliberately to point out that legal services very rarely, if ever, actually add new value to a business activity or exchange. In fact, they are at best the upholders of what value already exists by virtue of the business activity itself. Thus, in many ways, human legal systems are a product of massive inefficiencies and imperfection in our activity. To exemplify this point, consider the whole of recorded human history and notice that the legal industry or profession has existed for only a tiny fraction of that period, less than 1%. During the same period, human beings experienced long periods of prosperity with some cultures, like the Native American societies, lasting several millennia in relative harmony. That is thousands of years of living in peace, sustainably, without any lawyers or banks. The precursors to modern lawyers are believed to be the orators of ancient Greece and then Rome. In ancient Greece, it was forbidden for a person to take payment while pleading the case of another, since the Greeks had the wisdom to see that this would lead to great and profound injustice. They saw that by rewarding a skilled orator for arguing the legal case of another, they would soon be faced with a world where wealthy people bought the best legal advocates and thus bought legal justice. Several thousand years later, we have proved what ancient Greeks thought to be true. The legal profession now works with banking to give unrivaled power to very wealthy people, using the mechanisms of centralized corporations and government. These people then use that power to acquire more and more wealth, and the result is the inequality of the present world system. The global financial services industry, another entity which has hardly existed for most of human history, now takes over 22 trillion from human business activity. Again, the language is intentional, since financial services do not in themselves create wealth. At best, they can unlock it and redistribute resources to those most able to create new wealth and or useful services. But relatively rarely is this the case. Very often, financial services will give the greatest power to those with existing assets as those assets provide some form of security against their loan. The result is that the rich and powerful have greater access to more and more of humanity's finances, which means resources. Those with money are therefore able to buy other people's time and effort at a disproportionate rate, thereby increasing the existing rates of inequality. Due to recent government and central bank policy, over the past 3 years alone, the wealth of the world's richest few thousand individuals has grown exponentially. This fact that during one of the most difficult economic periods for the vast majority of people on Earth, the wealth held by the richest has grown by more in just 3 years than over the last 14 years combined is not a coincidence. Because of the inequality we see today, many people believe that the world system is broken, but it is working exactly as it was designed. The centralized system is built to concentrate power in the hands of a few, while maintaining the illusion of free market autonomy, so that people continue to accept it. Why do we let people govern our exchanges? Why are central banks issuing new currency? Why do we allow government to control our money? Why do we have legal systems which serve the wealthy and offer little benefit to others at all? The answer to all of these questions is past injustice. In almost every aspect of modern inequality, you will find the origin is earlier injustice, birthed from some gross inequality, like hierarchical class structures or caste systems dividing land and resources between people and nations. The more deeply you study modern systems and human history, the more clear it becomes that we are living one intertwined story. It is time we write our own story of freedom and change history, both for our own sake and that of our children, for all humanity. The essence of freedom is personal choice. Thus, our potential for freedom is directly related to our freedom to choose, especially what we exchange and value. Freedom from centralized systems and financial control or gross legal injustice is probably the most important use case for decentralized systems like Ethereum. It is also entirely possible that centralized systems will use cryptography and blockchain to trap people in their systems. The best way to avoid this is through education. Truth brings freedom from the vulnerability of ignorance. By learning what is happening, we can better navigate this changing environment. It is this purpose that drives us at the Crypto Freedom Academy. Centralized systems profit the few people who own, lead, and work for them. An infinitely more fair human society is both distributed and decentralized. Ethereum is one of many decentralized projects with the ability to facilitate this. Using well-designed tools like smart contracts and decentralized applications, we can replace lawyers, market makers, and bankers. That means a massive resource saving with trillions of dollars that could be better spent ending poverty, regenerating nature, protecting the earth, and reducing inequality. The decentralized revolution is a great threat to legacy finance and legal systems, so expect them to resist it. The beauty of this technology, however, is that they can't actually stop it. It is very censorship resilient. Consider the fact that China, the most technologically totalitarian state on the face of the planet Earth, could not stop Bitcoin. Decentralized finance is definitely here to stay. Now is a great time to understand this technology and shape its future. The only question is, how many people will come to understand this? So tell your friends. The power of decentralized systems like Ethereum is only beginning to manifest itself, and with enough aware people, it can replace legacy systems. With a growing awareness of the potential for decentralized technology, we can quickly replace almost all centralized systems with a relatively autonomous marketplace of interconnected peers. To evolve as human beings collectively, we hope more people come to see this. To achieve this, we offer free access to these lessons for your education. If you believe in our mission, please feel free to support us and share. So I think that's a wrap for this video from the Crypto Freedom Academy. What are your thoughts on the content of this video? Let me know by dropping your comments down below. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ping the notification bell. If you are looking for further crypto content, be sure to follow me on one of my socials. To provide further support, you can also visit the merch store for your cool crypto clobber. So you can find merch, socials, additional videos and links in the description below. Alternatively, visit the Crypto Freedom Academy website for your one-stop shop on everything crypto. See you in the next video.